Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a kind couple who longed for a child.
They lived in a small cottage next to a beautiful garden, surrounded by high walls.
But this was no ordinary garden. It belonged to a powerful and wicked witch named Dame Gothel. One day, the woman looked out her window and saw the most beautiful plant she had ever seen growing in the witch's garden.
It was called Rapunzel, and it had lovely green leaves that seemed to glow in the sunlight. Oh, how I wish I could taste that Rapunzel.
It looked so fresh and delicious. Her husband loved her very much and wanted to make her happy. That night, when it was dark, he climbed over the wall and took some Rapunzel from the garden. His wife made a salad, and it tasted wonderful. But the next night, Dame Gothel was waiting in the garden. When the husband climbed over the wall again, she appeared before him with angry, glowing eyes. "How dare you steal from my garden? You will pay for this. Please, forgive me. My wife is going to have a baby, and she desired your Rapunzel so much. I only wanted to make her happy." The witch's eyes narrowed, and a wicked smile crossed her face. "Very well. You may take all the Rapunzel you want, but when your baby is born, you must give the child to me." The poor man was so frightened that he agreed, and so, when a beautiful baby girl was born, Dame Gothel came and took her away. The witch named the child Rapunzel, after the plant that had caused all the trouble. Dame Gothel took baby Rapunzel far away, to a tall tower hidden deep in the forest. The tower had no doors and no stairs, only one small window at the very top. As Rapunzel grew, so did her hair. It grew longer and longer until it was the most magnificent golden hair anyone had ever seen. It sparkled like sunshine and was as strong as rope. Years passed, and Rapunzel grew into a beautiful young girl with a kind heart and a lovely singing voice. She had never left the tower, and she had never seen another person except Dame Gothel. Every day, the witch would come to visit her. When Dame Gothel arrived at the tower, she would call up to the window, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair!" And Rapunzel would lean out the window and drop her incredibly long golden braid down the tower wall. Dame Gothel would grab hold of the hair and climb up, using it like a rope. Rapunzel spent her days painting, reading books the witch brought her, and singing to the birds that flew by her window. But sometimes she felt very lonely. "Oh, little birds, I wonder what the world is like beyond this tower. I wonder if there are other people out there, and if they might be my friends." The birds would chirp sweetly, as if trying to comfort her, but Rapunzel still felt sad. She would brush her long golden hair and look out at the forest, dreaming of adventure. One sunny day, a young prince was riding through the forest on his white horse. He was brave and kind, with a gentle smile and curious eyes. As he rode past the tower, he heard the most beautiful singing he had ever heard. It was Rapunzel, singing a song about hoping and dreaming. The prince stopped his horse and looked around, trying to find where the lovely voice was coming from. He followed the sound until he discovered the tall tower hidden among the trees. What a strange tower. It has no door, but that singing is so beautiful. I must find out who is making such lovely music. The prince hid behind a large tree and waited. Soon, he saw Dame Gothel approaching the tower. He watched carefully as she called out her magical words. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair!" The prince's eyes grew wide as he saw a long golden braid tumble down from the window high above. He watched as the witch climbed up the hair and disappeared into the tower. After a while, Dame Gothel climbed back down and left through the forest. The prince waited until the witch was gone. Then, with a beating heart, he approached the tower and called out, trying to make his voice sound like the witch's. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair!" Rapunzel was surprised because Dame Gothel had just visited, but she let down her hair anyway. The prince grabbed hold of the golden braid and climbed up. When he reached the window and climbed inside, Rapunzel gasped in surprise. She had never seen anyone but Dame Gothel before. "Who are you? Please don't hurt me. Don't be afraid. My name is Prince Stefan. I heard your beautiful singing, and I had to meet you. I won't harm you, I promise." Rapunzel looked at the kind prince with wide, curious eyes. She had so many questions. "You're the first person I've ever met besides Dame Gothel. What's the world like out there? Are there really other people? And trees you can touch? And flowers growing in the ground?" The prince smiled warmly and sat down. For hours, he told Rapunzel about the kingdom, the festivals and markets, the ocean and mountains, and all the wonderful things in the world beyond her tower. Rapunzel listened with wonder, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "It all sounds so magical. I've dreamed of seeing these things my whole life. Why do you stay in this tower? Why don't you leave? Dame Gothel says the world is dangerous, and this tower keeps me safe. But now that I've met you, I wonder if she's been telling me the truth." The prince visited Rapunzel every day after that. He would come when he knew Dame Gothel was gone, and they would talk and laugh together. The prince brought Rapunzel gifts from the outside world, colorful ribbons, sweet treats, and books full of stories. Rapunzel's heart grew happier each day, and she began to fall in love with the kind prince. One evening, without thinking, Rapunzel said something that changed everything. "Dame Gothel, you are so much heavier than Prince Stefan when you climb up. It takes much longer." Dame Gothel's face turned red with fury. Her eyes flashed with anger, and she grabbed Rapunzel by the shoulders. "A prince? You betrayed me. After everything I've done for you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, Dame." Gothel was so angry that her hands shook. She grabbed a pair of scissors and, with one quick motion, cut off Rapunzel's beautiful long hair. Rapunzel cried as her golden locks fell to the floor. "You ungrateful child. I saved you from the cruel world, and this is how you repay me?" Using her dark magic, Dame Gothel banished Rapunzel to a faraway wilderness, a place where no one could find her. Rapunzel found herself alone in a desert, with nothing but her short hair and the clothes on her back. She cried and wandered, scared and lonely, not knowing what to do. Back at the tower, Dame Gothel had a wicked plan. She took Rapunzel's cut hair and magically attached it to a hook near the window. Then she waited for the prince to arrive. That evening, when Prince Stefan came to the tower, he called out as he always did, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." The golden hair came tumbling down, and the prince climbed up eagerly, excited to see his dear Rapunzel. But when he reached the window and climbed inside, instead of Rapunzel, he found Dame Gothel waiting for him with a terrible smile. "Your precious Rapunzel is gone. You'll never see her again. What have you done to her? Where is she? She's far away where you'll never find her, and now you must pay for your interference." Dame Gothel pushed the prince, and he fell backward out of the window. He tumbled down, 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 landing in a thorn bush below the tower. The sharp thorns scratched his eyes, and when he stood up, he realized he couldn't see. The prince had gone blind from his fall. The prince stumbled away from the tower, heartbroken and lost. He wandered through the forest for days, calling Rapunzel's name, hoping somehow she would hear him. He ate berries and drank from streams, guided only by his sense of touch and the sounds around him. "Rapunzel, where are you? I'll find you, I promise." Meanwhile, Rapunzel survived in the wilderness, all alone. She was scared at first, but she was also brave. She learned to find food, build shelter, and take care of herself. But every day, she thought of the prince and wondered if she would ever see him again. She sang her songs to keep herself company, the same beautiful songs she used to sing in the tower. Months passed, and the prince continued wandering, never giving up hope. One day, as he walked through a distant land, he heard a sound that made his heart leap. It was singing, the same beautiful voice he remembered, the voice that had first led him to the tower. "Rapunzel, is that you?" Rapunzel heard a familiar voice calling her name. She ran toward the sound, and there, stumbling through the wilderness, was her beloved prince. But something was wrong. He was walking with his hands outstretched, bumping into trees. "Stefan, I'm here! Oh, what happened to you?" The prince and Rapunzel found each other and embraced. Rapunzel saw his wounded eyes and began to cry. Her tears of love and joy fell onto the prince's face, landing directly on his eyes. And then, something truly magical happened. Rapunzel's tears, filled with pure love and kindness, had healing power. As they touched the prince's eyes, a warm golden glow surrounded them. The prince blinked once, twice, and suddenly he could see again. The magic of true love had healed him. "Rapunzel, I can see you. You're even more beautiful than I remembered. Stefan, your eyes. You can see again." They laughed and cried happy tears, holding each other tight. The prince took Rapunzel's hand in his. "Come with me to my kingdom. You'll never have to be alone in a tower again. We'll be together forever. Yes, I want to see the world with you." The prince and Rapunzel traveled back to his kingdom together. When they arrived, everyone celebrated their return. The king and queen welcomed Rapunzel with open arms, amazed by her kindness and bravery. The prince and Rapunzel were married in a grand celebration, with flowers everywhere and music filling the air. Rapunzel wore a beautiful gown and a crown of flowers in her short growing hair. She danced and laughed, finally free and surrounded by people who loved her. As for Dame Gothel, her dark magic faded when Rapunzel's true love broke her spells. The wicked witch disappeared, never to be seen again. Her tower crumbled into dust, as if it had never existed. Rapunzel and Prince Stefan lived happily in the castle, where Rapunzel could finally experience all the wonderful things she had dreamed about: gardens full of flowers, festivals with music and dancing, libraries full of books, and most importantly, freedom and love. And though her hair never grew quite as long as it once was, Rapunzel didn't mind at all. She had learned that true beauty and strength come from kindness, courage, and love, not from magical hair or tall towers, and they all lived happily ever after. The end.